Hey there, everyone. In this video, we will examine the life of Jack Ward, who served as the model for Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Jack was born in 1553 in a small English town called Faversham. He worked his way through his boyhood in the fishing industry, but he always knew he could achieve much more. Details about Jack's childhood and early life are scarce, but his story truly begins in 1588, during the Spanish Armada's planned invasion of England. After this, Jack risked everything to leave Faversham and enter the privateering life, this time with the approval of the government and Queen Elizabeth I. With this official sanction, Jack was able to pillage and attack Spanish ships at will. Jack continued to work at sea as a privateer through 1603. After more than 10 years at sea, Jack had mastered numerous trades, including sailing, ship handling, and swordsmanship. He had looted many ships over the years, as the sea was his second home. The privateering business came to an end in 1603 when King James I of England decided to cease the war with Spain. As a result, the privateers lost their authority to raid Spanish ships. Rumor has it that Jack returned to fishing, but deep down, he always knew he belonged on the ocean. Consequently, in 1604, he enlisted aboard the Lion's Whelp, a ship in the Royal Navy at the time. However, Jack's stay on the ship was brief. He persuaded his fellow sailors to abandon ship and steal a small 24-ton vessel from Portsmouth Harbor. This move marked the beginning of Jack's new life as a pirate. His band of pirates quickly chose him as their leader. They headed straight for the Isle of Wight, where they boarded a ship called the Violet. It was rumored to be harboring a treasure trove belonging to the Catholic Church, and they promptly took it. Ultimately, the ship was found abandoned, but Jack made use of it by expanding his fleet, which allowed him to gather more soldiers and accumulate riches. The focus of Captain Jack and his crew then shifted to the Mediterranean, where they captured a Dutch flyboat. Jack renamed the ship the Gift, impressed by how lavish and well-armed it was. Jack returned to his old ways, using the Gift to attack commercial ships. The ship, loaded with weapons and cannons, became a formidable war machine. Jack continued these raids for the next 2 years. As his reputation as a vicious pirate grew, Jack engaged in an increasing number of naval conflicts. By 1605, several distinguished English and Dutch sailors, such as Anthony Johnson and Richard Bishop, had joined Captain Jack's crew. That year, after traveling to the Atlantic port city of Sale in Morocco, Jack made a significant deal with the ruler of Tunis. In exchange for 1/5 of Jack's earnings from plundering and raiding ships, the ruler allowed Jack to use his city as a base of operations for future journeys. With his new stronghold in place, Jack had little trouble capturing ships from all around Europe. Among the vessels Jack acquired were the beautiful and enormous Ruby, and another named Little John. With these ships in his possession, Jack equipped his soldiers with swords and firearms and made sure his ships were stocked with powerful cannons. In 1607, after preparing his ships and crew, Jack set sail for the Adriatic Sea. However, not everything went as planned. A violent storm scattered Jack's fleet, and as fate would have it, Jack was aboard his beloved Gift when he spotted the Ruby, the only ship he could find. Captain Jack then shifted his focus to the eastern Mediterranean. A pirate's instincts were too strong to resist an opportunity, and on April 26, 1607, Jack launched an attack on a magnificent yet monstrous-looking ship called the Soterina. Weighing in at 1,500 tons, the Soterina was a formidable opponent, while Jack's ship, the Gift, weighed just 200 tons, and the Ruby was 400 tons. Jack and his crew were seasoned pirates, battle-hardened and driven by the thrill of combat, the prospect of riches, and the excitement of the chase. As they cautiously approached their adversary, the attack began. For 4 hours, the ships exchanged fire, with cannons roaring at regular intervals. It was a breathtaking sight. The Ranieri Soterina, unable to withstand the light winds, left the Gift, Jack's small vessel, unharmed. This battle showcased Jack's skills as both a navigator and a leader. After his cannons breached the Soterina's hull, Jack rammed the ship, allowing him and his crew to board and unleash further chaos. On board, a quarrel broke out. Meanwhile, the Ruby continued to devastate the opposing crew with its relentless cannon volleys. Ultimately, the captain of the Soterina capitulated, sparing his crew. The battle was over, and Jack had gained a new, albeit ugly, ship, loaded with goods worth at least £1 million, equivalent to £134 million in today's money. Jack's piracy was so rampant that Venice was on the verge of declaring war on England. In a report written by Secretary Esposizioni, an envoy for Venice, he described Jack as famous pirate Jack Ward, so well known in the port for the damage he has done, is beyond doubt the greatest scoundrel that has ever sailed from England. As a display of his newfound wealth and military prowess, Jack returned to Tunis and outfitted his newly acquired ship with 60 brass cannons. King James I had granted him a royal pardon, but by the time Jack was ready to return to England, his fame had spread so far that the pardon was denied. His actions had nearly led England to war. In Tunis, Jack and his crew converted to Islam after seeking shelter from the Tunisian military commander, Uthman Dey. Jack also married an Italian woman, changing his name to Yusuf Race. Despite his new life, he continued to send money to his English wife. With a fleet of enormous ships at his command, Captain Jack, now Yusuf, continued his pirate career across the Mediterranean. Eventually, Jack decided to retire to Tunis, where he lived lavishly off his vast fortune. He passed away at the age of 70. Who would have imagined that a young boy from Faversham would grow up to become one of the most notorious pirates in history, surviving countless battles and amassing wealth worth millions of pounds? An English sailor who encountered Jack in Tunis in 1608 described him as short with little hair, speaks little, and is almost always swearing. From dawn till dusk, he drinks like a seasoned sailor, acts foolishly, and is clearly not skilled in his field. The sailor couldn't have been more wrong. Little did he know, Jack would go on to become one of the wealthiest and most powerful pirates of all time. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content in the future.